Hey guys, welcome to DevOpsSchool.
In this video tutorial, we are going to learn about Octopus Deploy. Octopus Deploy is an automated deployment and release management server. It is designed to simplify deployment of ASP.NET applications, Windows services, and databases. After going through this tutorial, I assure you that the concept and understanding of the Octopus Deploy will be absolutely clear to you. But before we begin, let me inform you a few things about us. DevOpsSchool is one of the leading platforms which offers DevOps, cloud and containers technology training and certification programs for freshers and established professionals who wish to update and consolidate their skills in the dynamic IT scenario. We ensure that the training solutions are delivered by highly experienced domain experts with practical working experience in various verticals. You can join our all training programs globally through online platforms, and if you're looking for classroom workshop, then we have regular batches available in Hyderabad and Bangalore. Check out the dates and enroll with us for our upcoming batches. For more info, link and contact details are mentioned in the description below.
Everything you know is in your mind.
Okay, so these are the topics which we are going to talk today. So last time we decided this topic, right? How to create NuGet packages and how to create config. So this question I completely forgot. What was that? I completely missed the context.
Rajesh, so before that, can you go ahead with your regular topics first, and let's see what all the Gaurav has doubts we'll discuss at the end.
Sure. So I'll talk about this Octopus variable. Okay, that is pending from long time. So let's get started. So here, let's talk about it. So now the variables. So variables, if you go to the project, let's say, let's create one project, and this project I'm creating only for variable only. Now this is for test, and this test project for variable demo. Now this is a default group lifecycle. Also, I'll go with the default and save it. Now, what I want here, let's go into the process and let's add one simple process here, and let's run a script. Now, this is run a script. Name of the steps enabled. Now, whether you want to run on worker or any deployment target or directly deployment target, so I want to go for the deployment target directly. And
What
here,
is one
what
worker?
role? So
Run once on a worker. What is that? Review button.
Yes.
First one.
So let me answer one by one. Run once on a worker. Run. I cannot copy. Actually, that's a problem. Yeah. Run on a worker on behalf of each deployment target. And run on each deployment target. So first thing, let's understand what each worker and what each deployment target. Okay, so for this to understand here, let's go to this. I'll just save it for time being. I have to provide. Okay, let's not save it because I have to go to the infrastructure, and here you see the worker, which you can see here, and the deployment targets here. Now, what is the difference between the worker and deployment targets? First understand. So MS Paint. Now let's say Octopus Deploy. This is Octopus Deploy server. Octopus server. Now, what happens? Many times this server is only used for the web operations, the one which we are doing right now. Okay, you don't want to disrupt anything in this worker. Now, in this we have a deployment target. So this is a one machine. This is a one machine. This is a one machine. And this is a 4 deployment targets you have. Actually, this is a part of the, let's say, any environment. It can be a dev environment, it can be QA environment, it can be prod environment. These machines is basically server. Now this environment you have for this environment, dev or QA or production, have a 4 deployment server. Now it could be divided into the multiple roles. So this could be web server role, it could be database role. Now when I say role, means here the database, these 2 servers will be installed database, these 2 servers will be installed web. Now this is called deployment targets, where the real deployments will occur. So deployment targets, first thing, will have an environment, okay, and then we'll have a roles, and then you will be having deployment target. And here in this one, deployment target 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay, when I say roles, it could be, let's say, web server, and here DV server. Okay, so now the question is, what is a worker? So this is the very small setup. Now here you want, now it says run on each deployment target. So when I say run on each deployment target, that means this guy will directly communicate with each deployment target. Okay, each deployment target, and in each deployment target there is a one guy which is called what is this? I always forget his name. Calamari. Yeah, Calamari. Okay, so this Calamari is there in each what do you say, a deployment target, and this basically package is sent to the Calamari, and Calamari understand that package and get exploded with the help of tentacles. So now this is the last option, run on each deployment target. Now the question is, like, what is a worker? So sometime what happens, this deployment server, this one, I'm the one which I'm selecting with yellow. Sometimes your deployment server, deployment targets, number of the deployment targets is too large, and this server cannot hold that traffic. That's one requirement. That's one problem. And second problem is, sometime what happens, you need to do something in this machine, the one which I'm selecting, before doing the deployment. Okay, so these 2 requirements you have it. So for example, let's say I'll put it in this way. One example here, you need to do some operation in server. You want to do, let's say Octopus Deploy is installed in Windows, but you want to do certain operation in Linux, and then from the Linux you want to send this packet to all the deployment targets. So now how, because this is a Windows, Windows cannot act like a Linux. So what you can do, this is the mode. Now you can work as a, you can add this guy as a worker. Worker will help you to balance your work. Okay, so this is a worker 1, and you can add a more worker also. This is a worker. So here worker you can add Windows, here worker you can add Linux. Now if you can add as many worker, depends on the infrastructure which you have. So now this guy will send this task to worker, okay, and worker will take care of all this stuff, whatever is supposed to be taken care of it. So now here, if you see workers, here you can add as many workers you want. As of now I have only one node, so I have only one worker, but you can create as many workers. The same way you add a deployment targets, same way you add a worker, but the role of the worker would be to assign that again to the deployment targets. Okay, now you can create a worker pool also. Worker pool means what? The next thing is worker pool. Worker pool means, let's say I don't know which particular worker is available at what time, because you have a larger infrastructure. So for that, what I will do, I'll create one pool. That means all these three machines I added in one, and this deployment I'll assign to pool, and pool one of the worker which is will be available. That logic is written in build. So one of the available worker which is there will take care of the deployment, the packages to the deployment target. So that is a use of worker. So now here we understand that run on each deployment target and run once on a worker. This is the one. Now here third option is runs on a worker on behalf of each deployment target. So basically here, this option you can use when you are using, let's say, some of the time Puppet, Ansible and stuff like that. Anyone have worked with the Ansible, Puppet and all?
Yes.
Hello?
No.
Yeah. So this is the configuration management tool where you can use such kind of things, or also it can be used as a Kubernetes workstation of the Kubernetes. So here it says run on worker on behalf of deployment target. Okay, so basically you want to run on behalf of each deployment target. So if you run on this worker, then it will run as a behalf of target. So from here, basically you are deploying to the deployment target. Basically it's like this. In Ansible you have one control server, and control server, so basically it runs here, but control server will decide which one to deploy, not your Octopus deploy. So these are the three conditions which you have. Run once on a worker, which is this machine, runs on each deployment target which is directly on these machines, or runs on a worker but on behalf of the deployment target. Understood?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I was doing something else and I forgot. Variables. So now variables. So what I was doing actually here, this is the project which I created. Now inside that I was adding a process. So let's add a process. And here, because let me remind you one more thing here. I have only one deployment server, which is a Windows. And here I have only one environment. No, you have so many environments. Dev, staging, production, and blah, blah, blah. Let me delete this. It's not making any sense actually. Okay, so this is a three environments I have: a dev environment, staging environment, and production environment. Now, and worker by default I'll be having only one, because that's the one thing. So here, let's try what I'm doing actually. Just a second. One more thing. Yeah. Okay, so now you have all these things. So environment, you have a target, deployment target, only one. So let's go to the project variable. Now roles also, just a second. Environments you have, yeah, okay. So dev environment, it has a machine. So I'll go for this here, process. Now add step. Now here run a script. Now here run a script. Name it. Now here I want to run on worker or run on the deployment target. I directly will do the deployment target. And now here roles. So right now roles, I have a web server. Web server is I have got it. Now here what I want. So here these are two options. Script source. Where should be the script source? So here it should be inline source code. That means I have to type it, or script file inside a package. If it is a package inside the package, and you know that if you remember the in live ready, there's a Octopus Deploy support the NuGet package, zip package, tarball, junzip, all these packages supported. So that script can be inline or script inside a package. Right now, inline. So I'll go with it. Now here, these are the script which is supported. So now make directory. Now here, let's say Rajesh. Okay. But now this I want to create in a certain custom location. So where I want this one. So custom location. So let's go to add a configuration feature, and now uh, okay, this is okay, this custom location, that path will not come because that will come with a deploy package. So let me do one thing, make directory, and what I was trying to do, okay, variable. So now this is done. So now let me first run this and then I will introduce the variable. So let's do that. So here going this to create a release and save it. Now I'm going to deploy to dev. Dev has a one machine, and environment dev, when now excluded save failure mode, package download is not there. It's just a simple step, creating a directory. Now I'm doing the
Which path
deployment.
it
It's
will
just
create a directory?
yes, it will be there in the just a second. I'll show you the logs of it. Okay, so now it's done. Now you see here everything under this directory. Okay, so here if you go to everything by default here, but if you want to do that custom directory, that also feature is there, but that is a feature you get with the deploy package option. So
Okay.
each steps you get the different feature.
Okay.
So now I have to log into this server. I forgot that. Just a second. This is my deployment server targets. I'm logged in, and actually I forgot the password, which I'm generating one more time. Keys. And this is the password. So username is administrator, and default workspace is C Octopus. Yes. Now I got it. Still yet to come.
Okay.
Okay, so now you see here, see Octopus work directory, and this folder is empty. Just a second. run a script on Windows, run a script, verbose mode. So I cannot see the script has executed. Let me check if it is saved or not.
But
I
this
see
script
manifest.
said that directory is created, right? Is that must on the
Where is
same
that you
machine?
see?
It's there, right? Directory Rajesh. It does not give in
Where?
any errors. Uh, just
Where?
two line above. The line you highlighted, just two line above.
Okay. This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Mode. It says it's there, but my work directory. Let me check which machine I logged in.
Yeah, it seems you are
Just
logged
a
in
second.
different machine.
This is a problem when you. So here it never worked actually. So because everything is clear. Now see Octopus. Just a second. See Octopus work here. This directory is not there at all.
We can see the machine name at the top right.
This
2A MAZ. Yeah.
EC2ER. No, that's not the machine.
Different machine. Yeah.
QA. This is the machine. No, I was hitting to the right machine actually. Maybe what is happening, it's cleaning up. So we can do the setting actually, no problem. So here you can go after this run script. Now deployment target here script PowerShell has been defined and run condition, and let's configure environment. Somewhere the cleanup is happening. So I'll do one thing just to make it different. Here I will do mkdir say Rajesh one var one. Instead of this one, I'll give this one because cleanup is happening. So Save it.
No, it's a var2.
What you said?
The directory var1 is already present.
I'll delete that in just a second.
Okay.
I will delete because I just want to run for just for one-time testing. After that, I'll replace with the variable.
Okay.
So here, done. Now what I want to just validate if it is working or not. After this, I'll talk about the here. So now create a release, automatic, save it, and then release is like a snapshot and deploy. Now var1 has been created, and after that they will do the cleanup also. So that is good thing. So now that is working. Now the time has come to talk about the variable. Now variables and their scope. So now let's understand the variables and their scopes. So now there are multiple variables and multiple scopes is there. So first understand the scope. Now you see, scope is environment, scope is target rules, scope is a deployment target, scope is steps, and scope is channel. So let's talk about the first four: environments, roles, target, and steps. So here, environment, rules, target,
Steps.
and steps. So now look at this here. What I am doing here, environment is equal to environment only. Just it's an odd way to display, but this is the simple to understand. I have a variable name environment, value is also environment. Okay. Now role is equal to, add one more, sorry. So environment is equal to environment, role is equal to role, target, this is a deployment target. Okay. Deployment target means deployment target, and steps is equal to steps. Now with this I saved it, but it's not completed. Now click on the variables again. Now define the scope. Now environment will be an environment. Which environment you want? Let's say staging environment. And remember, I'm having a staging environment. Okay. And then here which role I wanted, So here role is, as of now I have only one role, web server. Now steps, this one I have only steps, which is run script. Okay, I have only one script. And then target is equal to deployment target. Here I have only one target, unfortunately, so window join. Okay, so now here, see here, what I'm trying to tell you here, environment I selected staging, but unfortunately staging has, let me save first. Okay, now unfortunately staging has no machines. Okay, so now what I'm doing right now, going to the process, now going to the run script, now going to the script, inline script, and now this I will change to hash. Oh no, this one. And right now this will be a variable. So now I'm going to check the remember, variable is variable, value is environment itself. Now you see, I just did it. Now go and create one release quickly, snapshot, and save it and deploy to dev. Remember, I'm deploying to dev. and you see that I'm deploying to dev, but I declare the environment to staging, that variable to staging. Now you see that here, one step failed, activity run failed, remote script failed with exit one. Why this got failed? You can check this task log, and you see here, this is the one. Parameter cannot be found that accepts argument environment. Okay, so this is basically, this is not at all defined actually. Parameter say positional parameter cannot be found that accept argument environment. So basically this is not initialized in that environment. Now let's do one thing, variables. Now I'm going to define in the
Dev.
dev, and now save it. Now go to the release, create one snapshot, and then deploy to dev, and this should be, hopefully everything should be okay if there is no typo and all stuff like that. And I think it got executed, and now you see that task log, it is the by the way, where did you see last time mkdir? Because I'm not able to see mkdir anywhere. Did you see last time mkdir?
No, I saw the same detail log. That mode is
This is
D
the
and
same thing, right?
yeah.
Okay, now you see that here, go to the C directory and you have environment created. So now the scope is important for the variables, and scope, when you set the scope, then it get initialize those variables in those scope only. So now I can easily do that. Web server, I have it, role, and so these variables which you can define as per the environment, role, steps, target, channels, all these things, and it will get initialized only in that one. So that way you are very safer side. So let's say you have decided one variable, and the value, it can be different, depends on the scope also. So one production environment. Now this also you can use multiple, same change it. You can do this one. So you can decide the multiple value, add a value. See, I have a add a value environment, and here I add a value in, let's say here I added dev, and here I added prod. So now this scope of this guy will be in dev, and this scope of this environment will be in staging. So that way you can create an environment and decide. So now if I use this role and steps and target, so it will get executed. By the way, remember, I'm going to show you the steps value variable, and it got in the run script steps only. So now I'm going to decide. Let me save first and then go to the process, and I'll create one more steps quickly. So I'll add steps again. Just quickly do this, and second one, and web server and inline, and now mkdir c dup, and this one star this, and then this one, because I did not use that one, so this got not in, this will not get initialized, and that way what do you say, now go to the release, now create a release, now 5, and deploy. Now deploy. I think environment, that directory is already exist, so that might get failed actually, because in Windows don't create that. You have to -p option you have to add. Okay, see, because that directory is already exist, so you have to clean up first, and then, so let me quickly do that. So here, see, dev environment, you got it. See, and let me delete this and try again. Now see, first action got fast, but second this time, because of we know that, right, that scope of the
Yeah.
steps variable I declare in the first step, which was uh, run on script steps, but I initialize for the I use that in the second, so it was not declared, so it got failed. So like this, you can decide the variables here, their values here. One variable you can have a multiple values, and each values you can define their scopes, and accordingly you can use it. Now this variables you can use here, but one more good feature what you have, if you go to the configuration, sorry, not configuration, libraries, there's a variable sets are there. Okay, this variable set also you can use it. If you want to read this, look at this. Variable sets are collections of variable that can be shared between the projects. So now here you can declare the variable sets, and inside that you add the variable. Now that can be used between the projects. So here the variables which you use, for example, here the variable scope, whatever the scope which you have decided, it will be inside this project only, because any variable you declare here, it will be within a project. But there are some variables which you want to use across the multiple projects you want to use the same variable, and also you want to maintain that. So here variable sets you can define, you can create a variable set, let's say var set here, and description, and save it. And now you can add the same way you want to add name, variable value, and scope, name, variable value, and scope. But only what disadvantage is, you can use this variable set for the multiple projects. Scope is multiple projects. Got
Can
it?
you show us? Can you show us like how we will use this variable set for any of the project?
So let me show you here. So I created one variable set. Okay, var set is there. Let me add a value. So now here name is equal to Rajesh. Okay. Now here this environment, because I have only one environment, I'm selecting dev. Now here also name is Rajesh. Okay. Now name is Rajesh, done, and it's in dev environment. Now what I will do, and one more thing. Here process. Now let me delete this. Let me make it very simple. And here run a script. Here, where is that? Inline. Here, name. Okay. Now save it. Okay. Now I declare this one. Now I'll go here and variable set. And here what I will do, I'll change the value. Sorry, variable name. I have a name one, not a name. Okay. Now I'm running this variable. So go to the release. You taken a snapshot, the version, and deploy to dev. Now it should fail because name one is not at all defined anywhere. So now you see name got failed, and now you see here same problem, that cannot be found the name. Now what I will do, I'll go to here and variable sets, var set, and I will change name now. Save it. Project variable. Where is that? Here, and 6. Dep. Try again. Deploy. Now you see there's a here. It got failed. Okay. So there's a problem here. Problem is something. I have to create one more release actually, because
Okay, it's a new value.
yeah, it's a new snapshot, no? So now hopefully this should okay.
what would be the scenario if the same variable is added to locally to the project and the same variable is added to the project level?
Just a second. Let me first correct this.
Okay.
How come it's not taking? Okay, let me check. Just a second.
Okay.
Here. Inline source and environment. It should take it up, but it's not taking. Just a second. Project template. Okay, sorry. So here library set. Now it will work. I was thinking like something I'm missing. Now you have to, after that var set, you have to declare in this library set also. But else it will not work. So now.
Okay, to the project.
No, inside the variable there's a on option which is called library set. Now this library set you can add as many var set.
And before we add it to project, variable project, right?
No. I did not add any variable. See. No, there is name not nowhere is there. But see, step now I'll tell you. Simple step. If you want to, let me first run and then I'll explain it.
Yeah, we added these
some other issues
right?
will be there.
Environment rows.
Just a second, hold on. It's failing. Just a second. I'm creating a new release and trying because this steps is same. There is no difference actually. So the steps is very simple. Okay. Now the steps is like this. See, first you go and create a variable set. Okay. And any projects which you want to use those common variables across the project, you go to here and go to the variables, and here you add a library set. And whatever the library set from the var set, you can add it here. Now I have only one, so I got only one. After that, create a release and deploy that. Now the same thing I will use with the other project now. See here PR1 and save it. And now process, add a step. Now quickly run it. Now step 1 and web server inline mkdir. Now C up hash this this and this and save it. Now this also place you get, and then here you have to library set, add it, var set, save it. Now same.
Your voice is breaking, Rajesh. You there? We are not able to hear you, Rajesh.
Hello.
We are not able to. Your voice
Yes.
is
Can you hear me?
This is better now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, sorry, I lost this. So now, yeah, same thing here. So now save it, saving it done. And after this, you go and create a release. And it's a first release. You have to delete the directory, otherwise it will throw an error. And save it. And deploy to dev. Deploy. And now you see that. Done. Okay, so typically, yes, so far we have covered, yes, you can, each project you can declare the variable, their values as per their environment, rules, target, steps, and channel. If you want to have a common variable which you want to use across the multiple project, you have to go to the libraries and create a variable sets and then use in the project as a um, variables and library sets. So this is the story about the variables. Now you had a questions, any questions regarding the variables?
Yeah, what if we have added a variable, say X in the project, and the same variable name X in the library and variable set? So which will
So
be
this is
suitable?
called this is called the precedence of variable. Okay, we
Yeah.
call it precedence of variable, and in that case, the highest precedence. Let me recollect. It's a steps actually. So here, this is the lowest, second lowest, third lowest, highest. For example, let's play with that. So let's go here and go to the variable, and here I am going to go to the variable section here, and inside the variable I am going I'm going to delete this value, have it only one, save it. Now I am going to have a precedence is equal to Rajesh environment. Same variable, I am going to set it up. Precedence Rajesh hyphen is a warning. The variable's precedence will be merged into the single warning found in a variable.
I
Just a
don't
second.
think that we can set up
So
same variable in
no, we can do that.
in this project.
We can do that. No, we can do
Okay.
that. Just a second. Give me, because it's the same variable, no? So I have to set the only one. So precedence here, and one more type. And just a second. Add value. Here Rajesh, Rajesh role. Okay. Now third one, Rajesh. What was that? A
Steps.
target.
Okay.
And target age. There's some problem. Where is the target? In Dodge. And finally, now Rajesh step. Rajesh steps. Okay. Now here steps and run script. Now I have declared one variable, multiple values as per the things. Now let's see which one get displayed. So save it. I saved it. Now the precedence is the variable name. Okay. Now go to process, run script, and inline precedence. Save it. Go to the release. Create a release. Save it. Deploy to dev. Deploy. And now see Rajesh steps. So the highest precedence what you have? Got it?
At the lowest level, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
what if
This
we
is-
have a variable here at the project level, and we have set a library variable set, same variable name?
So task level will be having highest precedence.
Okay. 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 Thanks.
Now guys, we have a 10 minutes, so I will go into the Q&A session. So this is the variables. Apart from that, you have any questions?
No, so far looks good. We will do a practical and then come back to you. Please share the video.
Okay. So you want me to answer any of this question, which
Yeah.
stuff like that?
Yeah, we need it.
Which question?
The question we discussed that day. I sent you the requirement from us via email.
I forgot actually. If you can just explain me a little bit, so I'll because I get a very bad
can you make me,
busy day all the time.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, can you please make me presenter?
Yes, just a second. Let me stop the recording in that.
Okay. No, Rajesh.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So as you explained, the requirement is like this. You want, see, there is a package. A package, it can be any format which is supported by Octopus. Now,
Correct.
in package, you have a certain file, and file has certain holder, some variables which you want to replace. So in that place which you want to replace, you have to convert that as a variable. So like, let's say this is a variable name. So you have to create a package something like this. Okay, something like this.
Okay.
So that package you have created. Now what you are going to do, you are going to use that package to deploy. So in that case, if you want to change the variables value inside the file and interpolate, for that you have to use the process which is deploy a package. So as a step, deploy a package. And in this step, if you go, let me show you deploy a package which is here, a package, because now
I got your point. I got your point. So you mean that we have
let me complete that, because let me complete that, because this recording is going also on. So let me complete. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So now we call it interpolation. Okay. Interpolation, whatever, you can do that. So now here, what you're going to do, in the package, you select the package ID, whatever you want to select the package ID, whatever you have it. Okay. Now I have selected the package, but here you are going to look for the feature here, this one, configure feature. And the configure feature, there's one option you get, substitute variables in file. Okay. And now this substitution you have to use if you want to really change something in the substitute something in the file. So now let's say I've selected that option, substitute variable in file. Now here I have to tell, okay, here I have to tell files location. Okay. So now let's say that's what here it is. Let's say the file, let's say package new get dot file pkg or something like that. You got that. Okay. sorry, let's say you got a file called, what is it? What is the
MSI.
extension of the NuGet file?
MSI.
Package dot new pkg, correct?
Yeah, PKG. Yeah. New PKG.
pkg. So now you got this one, and inside this package you have a file which is, let's say, app.config. Okay, in this file you want to interpolate this variable. Okay, so now how can you use this? Here in this target file you write config. Okay, and after that config you write this one, and then you pass this file app.config, provided this is the file you will write. Okay, provided this variable is you have defined somewhere in the variable section as I explained earlier. Okay, so this is the process which you have to follow. Now again, if you want to do more, read more about this, just you type here Octopus Deploy, and here substitute variable, and hell lot of, this is one of the favorite things. So hell lot of things you get it, and you have to this is the official documentations. It has a more lots of examples. So this is the way you can do that. Now let's hear your question.
Yeah. So you mean to say, can you please open the notepad?
Yeah.
So this variable we have to substitute to the app config file, right?
Yeah, no, in app config file is a file, and here you have this variable declare. Sorry, mentioned this variable value you have to pass through the projects or project set.
I got your point. But in our case, we are not getting the package at the extracted label, but we are getting in a MSI, and then it is transferring it to the target server and installing and then extracting the files. You got my point, right? So we cannot set the variable.
Okay, that means in that MSI file you do not have a variable holder, right?
Yeah. We cannot open the MSI file before, and we cannot extract it.
Got it. Got it. So just let me do the little bit of research tonight or maybe tomorrow, and next class I will try to handle this situation.
Please, this time do not forget, because this is getting critical for us.
Got it.
Yeah, Rajesh, we have few more questions.
Yeah, can you quickly tell me? Yeah, I'm going to write all this question in the same notes. Just a second, let me write the others. I'll forget. Wait.
I can ping you.
Just a second.
I can ping
Question number one. Question number one. There is a MSI file, and you have a file inside it, and without variable declaration, we want to replace some text with something from variable. Is that correct?
Yeah. Can I access your desktop? I wanted to write something there. That should be exact.
GoToMeeting is damn bad actually. So what you do, you just write in the chat, chat box or notepad, and just copy paste on the chat, because GoToMeeting will make you cry in this.
Yeah, system. One moment. I will open it quickly. Yes. So this setting installed by default, but I need to change key value to something like test, and
what is the file format, by the way?
So config.
Config, right?
Yes.
Okay. You want to change this one value, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Key value key to from remote to XXX and value from 8086 to 9999. Got my
So
point, right?
can't you do this as a template? Take a template and do that. That what is the problem here?
Yeah, I'm not sure about how to do from template. If you can give me a brief
Okay,
idea, that would be helpful.
okay. Let me do it tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and few more question I have.
Hmm. Can you do
Uh,
one favor for me?
yeah.
Do you have any MSI? What is the size of MSI which you are using right now?
Approximately maximum 200 MB.
Can you do one thing? Can you send me this MSI, because if it is not very secret stuff, I mean, if it is a normal MSI, just send it to me. I will use the same MSI for that.
Or you can take any MSI example, from internet, and then you install it and take any config file and update the values.
Okay,
Because
sure,
this is
sure.
our
Yeah.
project related, we cannot do it.
No, no, and that's the reason I ask. If it is a normal MSI
Yeah,
and all,
yeah,
so no problem. I'll second question.
yeah, yeah. See, I copied the installation to this target server, and then I installed it. Right? You got my
Sorry, I
point.
didn't get you.
See, we copied the package to target server and we install it. You saw to my screen, right?
Right, right.
So how we will be able to get the installed path?
Installation path.
Installed path, yeah. If you
Okay.
can say, give me a presenter, I will show you quickly, hardly a 1 minute.
Just a second. Yeah, you're a presenter.
Yeah. So the package copied at this location and it
Mm-hmm.
double clicked and installed at this location, right? So how we
Mm-hmm.
will be able to get this location, this value? Got my point, right?
Okay. Yeah. So basically, this is a part of the reg entry actually. So you need to query reg entry. That's a one of the way, or installer properties also. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, let me do one thing. Let me give you the exact steps for that. Reg entry.
Yeah.
There's a one steps available which can query the reg entry for that.
Okay.
So why you want this one? Why you want this location?
Um, I need it because I have to go to this location and I'll look for update few files here, like copying few non-default file to this location.
Okay, so the question should be like this. Question should be like this. MSI got installed to certain location,
Mm-hmm.
and location, and same location you want to copy some other file.
Yeah, that could be, yeah. That can answer this question as well. Yes.
Okay, so let me come back to you tomorrow. Reg entry, there's a steps available for that. There's thousands of steps are there in a community. One of the steps we have to use it, try it out, and then make it happen.
Okay, and one last question that I have used a feature with other deployment tool, like we can execute only one step. Like there was a run button corresponding to one step, and then we were able to run it and execute it. So is this feasible in Octopus as well? You
Uh,
got my point, right? If you see my
no.
screen,
Yeah.
if I go to process, so if I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
run only this step, is there any process to do it?
Okay. It's like you are talking about the you deploy have that option. You want to run that step.
Yeah, you deploy or powder
Yeah.
keg, they have all these options, right?
Yeah. That is possible. Let me come back to you. So now it's like you want to run the only one step in a one deployment server. One
Yeah.
step. How to run? This is possible very much. How to run only selected app
Steps.
steps in deployment target.
Yeah.
Okay. So with these questions, yeah. So we'll talk about all these 3-4 scenarios in the
And
tomorrow class.
one last more. The package ID, like the build, if you see my screen.
Sorry, I have to disconnect actually because I have only 7% of.
1 minute.
Yeah,
1 minute
7.
basically.
Let's do one thing.
So
Let's do one thing.
this value, how we will fetch it? If you see my screen,
Which one?
219.5. I am under
This I can tell you this one tomorrow because I have a 7% of backup. I need to convert this into the video also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rajesh, please save the video today because we have to do
Yeah.
practical.
That's what I'm doing. I should not look. If I get shut down, that my video will be lost actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Rajesh.
See you tomorrow. See you next class.
Bye.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Want to study further? Subscribe to our paid membership to get a deep dive into each and every topic. Do look out for more videos in our playlist and subscribe to our DevOps School channel and hit the bell icon to learn more. Keep learning.